Hi, I'm Stephen Cronin. Thanks for joining me again for the watercolour painting demonstration. Today I've done like a marshland type scene. It reminds me a bit like Kingsby Water Park. I've been there for ages. I must try and get there soon, try and get some reference photos from there. Very high horizon line, nice dark tree line there, silhouetting into the sky, again dark reeds and things down there, and then try to create this sort of light coming through right into the foreground, pushed in dark from either side. A few sort of reeds in the foreground as well. But before I show you how I painted this one, let's just have a quick look at the materials. So on the palette we've got ultramarine, a sort of a mix there. You've got lemon yellow on the right and a bit of the old cad yellow still on there on the left. We've got Payne's grey, alizarin crimson, raw sienna, burnt umber, light red. I'll be using the big Ron Ranson 8 brush and 15 by 11 Fabriano. So let's get this one covered in water first, just to soften all the colours off. And I'll dip the tips into the water. I'm going to go ultramarine, Payne's grey, really sort of dark blue sort of colour. Very high horizon line, so not coming down too low. I'm just sort of slightly catching some of that alizarin crimson as well, just to add a bit of something to the mix. So I'm just brushing that in like that. What I'm going to do is just clean the brush, just squeeze the water out, take the excess off, and just tidy this up a little bit. Just get a few little clouds in there. And then brush in. There's going to be plenty of water down here, so just going to brush in some reflections from the sky into there. A few more down there. More blue on it. So basically the first is trying to create some sort of atmosphere. Now I want a very high tree line up there. So I'm going to go alizarin, Payne's grey, really dark. Paper's still slightly wet, so I'm just going to see how strong it is. I can get away with that, I think. I'm keeping it really short because I want this to look quite far away. Same on this side. Just using the corner of the brush. Some very dark mixes. And sort of come to something like that. Clean the brush a bit. There like that, just level that out a little bit. Something like that. So it helps create that water line. Yeah, a little bit of that. Some of that in. Just keep an eye on the page. It's sort of dripping down the page. Just keep an eye on it all. And what I'm going to do is switch colours. I'm going to go into some raw sienna. Just taking a touch of the blue yellow. And I'm popping that up there like that. Just brush push that over there. Somewhere along there like that. Really dark green. It's going down slightly more. The more Payne's grey, so it's really dark. A little bit darker as well. Cad yellow, Payne's grey. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to flick this up. Flick it right up like that. Also pull down the reflections as well as I'm doing it. It's going to be straight against this board. Paper's stretched a little bit. Just soak up some of that water at the bottom of the page. Right then. It's darken that horizon. I want that darker. Darker you can get it, the more dramatic it'll look. Using the corner of the brush and just leveling it out at the bottom. It's darker as well. Just keeping it as like a very narrow band, it's quite far away. I'm just leveling the bottom out there. Still want it dark, so I'm not cleaning the brush. It's a bit of blue this time. A few more of those. A few of those reeds. As the paper dries, it will just go on darker and darker and darker. Down some reflections. Let's get a bit of green. Put a little bit of. Clean the brush a bit. Just soak up that paint at the bottom of the paper. So as it drips down the paper, it will accumulate at the bottom, and if you ain't careful it starts to creep up again. I'm just trying to make sure this is flat. Banks in. Trying to put a few little banks in. I've got just enough water on the hay just to hold all the hairs together. A few little dips and dabs there. Just the banks, some of these borders. Oh, it's going to take me, I'll give that a quick dry. into the rigger brush. Just flick it up a few little reeds and things growing in the water, just popping out. Just trying to keep it as subtle as I can, really. I'll just put a few little. If you just press down slightly, as you're going on the downstroke, it just catches it. Just gives the impression like little flower heads. Yeah, I think just make sure it's dry. Switching to the little rigger brush, I'm just going to put some little birds flying up there. We'll call that one finished, I think. Some Payne's grey. I'm just going to sign it there. So let's put her name so we can see what it looks like. So here's the paint in its mount, so if we go and have a closer look. Very high horizon line, very simple sky, not much of it. You can see I put the blue and Payne's grey. You can see how much it dries a lot lighter than when you first put it on, so I meant to do it a bit darker than this, but not to worry. And then you can see where I've deliberately taken out clouds just to get the contrast then against this dark silhouetted tree line against the light sky. All the way along there, with our little birds are flying just over as well. And then the main object was to get this light reflected in the water all the way down into the foreground, just by brushing it in dark from either side. Also tried to vary it slightly, got a bit more crimson on this side, a bit more ultramarine and Payne's grey on that side, just to get a little bit of variation. Where the sort of water meets the land, just use a very thin hake brush to dot in a few little muddy banks here and there, bring that right the way down. And again, nice dark. So where I'll just flick up with the hake brush to create the impression of these reeds, and then pull down the reflections at the same time. Some very subtle reeds here in the foreground. So I find if you press down quite hard on the rigger brush as you're doing it, sort of leaves this little blob on the top. Just gives the impression like little flower heads on there. And then, just by chance, see these sort of happy accidents, Bob Ross used to call them. Just things like this, just a bit unpainted. I mean, that's totally undeliberate. You see, it just gives the impression of like something just catching on the water there in the foreground. So that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. I hope you were painting along with me. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Keep practicing, and I'll see you again soon.